Which one is right for you, the MacBook Pro or iPad Pro? I originally planned on creating a iPad as a laptop replacement video, but these are completely separate products, each with their own pros and cons. Instead, I'll compare these two devices from hardware, software, limitations, and overall usability. So let's dive right in. Okay, I have the 14-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro and the 11-inch M4 iPad Pro. It's not the best comparison, so I won't go into the specs or numbers too much. For their designs, the MacBook Pro is your traditional laptop with a clamshell design and aluminum unibody construction. It has flat sides all the way around with a gentle curve along the bottom. The iPad Pro, on the other hand, is an aluminum slab device with a boxy design and a very thin profile. No matter which size product you get, the MacBook Pro is always going to be bigger and heavier. So the iPad Pro will be more portable and easier to carry around. Don't get me wrong, the MacBook Pro is still portable since you can easily slide it in your bag when you're on the go. If you're interested in the MacBook Pro or iPad Pro, I'll leave a link in the description box below. Alright, for the ports, if you use a lot of accessories, the MacBook Pro has the advantage. There's a variety of ports like MagSafe, 3 Thunderbolt ports, HDMI, SD card slot, and a headphone jack. The iPad Pro only has one Thunderbolt port, which can be limiting if your workflow requires multiple accessories. There are USB-C hubs or adapters that you can use for additional ports, but it's one more thing you need to carry with you. When I'm at my desk, I have a Thunderbolt dock from CalDigit with a monitor, Ethernet, microphone, and external drives attached to it, and a single Thunderbolt cable works perfectly with either device. But if you're away from your desk, the MacBook Pro is the better choice for connecting different accessories. So moving on to their displays. Both of them have 120Hz ProMotion, P3 wide color, and True Tone. But the MacBook Pro uses Mini LED, while the iPad Pro uses Tandem OLED. The screens look great when you're using them on their own, but when you have the two side by side, OLED looks better. It has more vibrant colors and those true blacks, since the individual pixels are turned off. The newest products have the same brightness and a new nano texture option. Aspect ratio is another thing to consider if you watch a lot of videos. The iPad Pro is going to have more letterboxing compared to the MacBook Pro. And let's not forget about the notch on the MacBook Pro, which houses a 12 megapixel camera for 1080p video calls. The iPad Pro has a true depth camera with the same 12 megapixel 1080p, but there's also cameras on the back for document scanning or if you want to be that guy. But you can't go wrong with either display because they produce accurate colors, which is great for photo editing, video editing, or media consumption. The biggest difference between these two products is the software. macOS is a full desktop operating system, while iPadOS is basically an enhanced phone OS. They're great in their own way, but I like using macOS to get real work done. It has a rich file system and great multitasking features. I think iPadOS is more for basic tasks and touch interactions. So let's say I'm creating a YouTube video. I usually have Notion open to write the script, Safari to browse and research, Twitter for tech news, and maybe a video playing in picture-in-picture. I can access my apps through Mission Control or use Magnet to snap windows. iPadOS does have multitasking like split view and slide over, but everything needs to be in full screen, and some apps turn into blown up phone versions. And both have Stage Manager, but I'm not a big fan of it. Then there's professional apps, which for me is Pixelmator Pro, Final Cut Pro, and Logic Pro. iPadOS does have its own version, but it's not as feature-rich. In Final Cut Pro for Mac, I have a few plugins that I use for backgrounds, effects, and outros. My effects presets are all here, and I can easily drag media from one project to another. Final Cut Pro for iPad is more fun to use though. I can scroll through my project with my fingers, or use live drawing with the Apple Pencil Pro. I can get stuff done on an iPad, but I found it will take some workarounds and more time. Up until now, I've been talking about the iPad Pro by itself. But what if you add the Apple Pencil Pro and Magic Keyboard? Well, having the Apple Pencil is a game changer for artists, designers, and note takers. It's natural to use and almost feels like pencil and paper. I use one for taking notes in Notability and drawing in Procreate. The Magic Keyboard transforms the iPad Pro into a laptop, complete with a trackpad and backlit keys. It looks and feels like the MacBook Pro, but the iPad Pro becomes top-heavy and may not sit well on your lap. But the great thing about the iPad's accessories is they're optional. You can attach it when you need it and remove it when you don't. You can get accessories for the MacBook Pro, like a display, keyboard, and mouse, but they'll also work with the iPad Pro. The MacBook Pro is going to have better performance than the iPad Pro. You can opt for the M4 Pro or M4 Max chips for even more CPU and GPU cores. But even if you go for the regular M4, the MacBook Pro will still have better sustained performance since it has a fan for active cooling. Battery life is another area where the MacBook Pro outshines the iPad Pro. The MacBook Pro can last up to 24 hours on a single charge, depending on the chip and workflow. And the iPad Pro is rated for that legendary 10-hour battery life. The choice between the MacBook Pro and iPad Pro comes down to your specific needs. If you value touch input, portability, and a more versatile device, the iPad Pro is a great choice. But if you need a more traditional desktop experience, the MacBook Pro remains unmatched. Let me know which one you choose in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!